This one is iliohypogastric, as I show you here. And these are the others that pierce the lateral border of the rectus abdominis and then through the inside of the muscle becomes superficial by piercing the anterior layer of the what? Aponeurosis, I mean the rectus sheath. Who can tell me about the, if I keep this point of the rectus sheath between my fingers, thumb and the index, if I keep between my two fingers, which layers do I kept between my fingers?
Transverse.
Here at this point, okay? Just a bit below than the umbilicus. How many layers do I keep between my fingers? 2 layers. 2 or 3? 2. And here, how many layers? 3. All the aponeurosis that are crossing the anterior wall, so we have inferior and the arcuate line. The arcuate line is the border. Arcuate line. I show here because I come very down than the arcuate line. Here because I'm above than the arcuate line. Could you tell me about the 2 layers, that upper part I keep between my fingers? External oblique and anterior layer of the internal oblique. And the inferior one, 3 layers was external, internal. Now, this is the rectus that removed from here. In this part here, what do we have here? This clear one, white one. Because this one is arcuate line, inferior than the arcuate. Now, I push my finger here and keep this layer here between my finger, this one. How many layers do I keep between my fingers? Again, 2. Again, 2. Because above this line we have 2. Below we haven't any. Because all of them cross the anterior. Look here. At the left side, he made cut through the aponeurosis of external oblique, so you can see. You can see this one. Iliohypogastric, ilioinguinal comes down and crosses the superficial ring. Not piercing. Cross. Going through the superficial ring. But this one has to pierce the aponeurosis of the external oblique. This one is nettle, yes? Nettle is one of the best books that I can introduce you for the pictures. So, here you are looking from the back of the anterior wall of the abdomen. Which triangle is this? Hesselbach. So here, this is the Hesselbach ligament, and this one is rectus abdominis that covers the conjoint tendon. Okay? It's located posterior than the conjoint tendon here, so it's covered that defect that I showed you in the picture that I drew last time. Here you can see any herniation that maybe happen through the deep ring and reach to the superficial. You can see the layer, I mean the roof, anterior wall, and the floor is here. It's one of the best figures that I can see. I think you can see or imagine what happened in the herniation. Now, if I make a cut through the anterior wall of the abdomen like this, and removing the anterior wall, easily we reach to which side of the greater peritoneal cavity. This one is greater peritoneal cavity. This is the liver, gallbladder, stomach, transverse colon. You cannot see clearly because it's covered by the greater. This is the greater omentum. I can keep greater omentum by my fingers and putting it up. When I do this, I will bringing up the greater omentum. Which part of the intestine comes down by this? Does it attach to the small intestine? No. If I bring up this curtain, you can see the small intestine inside. Okay? But by movement of this part, the transverse colon moves superiorly. Why? Because it looks like that this curtain attached to the transverse colon. Look here. Okay? When we bring out this, then you can see. Now you cannot see this part, I mean the stomach and liver, because it's covered this by bringing up. But you can see the inferior surface of the this is the transverse colon. And all of these belong to the small intestine. Ascending colon, secum, appendix, descending colon is here, sigmoid is here. So we are in greater sac. Greater sac. Greater sac divided into two parts. Infraculic and supraculic. Look here. This is the transverse colon, yes? These are in supraculic. And these are in infraculic. So the border is transverse colon. Transverse colon was intra or retroperitoneal? It means it should has the meso. This is the meso of the transverse colon. It attached to the posterior wall by meso, transverse colon. So when we bringing up the greater omentum, by that the transverse colon comes up, so I can see clearly any elements that we have in infraculic space. Look here, can I pass my fingers through this narrow pathway at the right and left side? Yes. When we open the abdominal cavity, I mean made a cut through this wall, easily I can pass my fingers at the left and right of descending and descending, ascending and descending. These are no ligaments here, this part. And these spaces at the left and right side, here at the right of the ascending column, and here at the left of the descending column. These are two grooves. We say paraculic grooves. Para is not colon, yes? Para. Now tell me, if I push my fingers between, I mean at the right paraculic, which elements located at the left of my fingers? I cross my fingers here to up. Which elements do I touch at the left? What do touch posterior border surface of my finger? No. What do we have here? What is this? Abdominal wall. And when we being presses your right, we can say this one is transverse fascia. But I ask which elements that being hard? You say the muscle of the natural part of that. Now, if I push my fingers through these grooves, what was the name of this groove? Left paraculic groove. At the right side, descending colon, limiting my hand. And laterally, Again, the
Abdominal.
abdominal. Again, we have abdominal one. So here is infraculic. Infraculic. If I push my finger through all of these two grooves, then finally they reach to the pelvic without any limitation. When we touch the grooves, right and left side, then we can reach, yes, when we go down, we reach to the pelvic space. Then I can see the urinary bladder, uterus, rectum we have here. But when I try to push my fingers in these grooves at the right and left, at the right side, easily my fingers reach to the liver. It means I cross the infraculic and reach to the supraculic. Yes? But at the left side, here, when you try reach to the supraculic, here, there is a ligament. When I say ligament in the peritoneal cavity, you say peritoneum, layers of the peritoneum. What is this here? Transverse column. Yes? And what is this here that my pointer is touching? What do we have here? Like this? Diaphragm. They are under the diaphragm. The most lower part of the diaphragm reach here. So this one is fernicoculic ligament. Can you remember gastrophrenic, gastrosplenic, lieno-renal? Now this one is fernicoculic. Phrenic means diaphragm, culic means colon. Fernicoculic. Fernicoculic ligament. So, any liquid in the pelvic space, if you bring up the leg of your patient like this, the head being down, leg being up, the liquid here through the right paraculic groove reach to the supraculic. But here is trapped here.
Doesn't reach the supraculic.
Because of?
Because of
Do I mention you about the meso of the small intestine? No. Who knows the name of this part? Meso of? Just for the small intestine, we use this term, mesentery. Mesentery. If you hear mesentery, it means meso of the small intestine. But we never say meso of the small intestine. Mesentery, okay? Don't forget. Mesentery. For the stomach, we use this term. What was the term? Mesentery and omentum. Excellent. Omentum. Ligament. Omentum. Yes? For the transverse colon, mesotransverse. For sigmoid, for second, it has an definition. It was intraperitoneal without meso. For appendix, mesoappendix. For the first part of the duodenum, it was a ligament. Epiduodenal ligament. For the tail of the pancreas, it goes through the lieno-renal ligament. It hasn't any meso, just it goes through this part. Because of that, we say intraperitoneal. It's clear? Now, look here. We discussed about the infraculic what? Infraculic what? Space. Infraculic space. If I want to show you by a chem figure like this. Imagine I want to remove the transverse column. What should I do? How I can remove the transverse column? You said you should make the cut through the mesotransverse column. I made the cut through the mesotransverse. It should be like this. Look here. 2 layers of the mesotransverse column. If I want to remove the ascending column, what should I do? I should make a cut, yes, because look here, this one is ascending column, okay? This one is what? Middle column, like this. If I want to remove this, I use a knife, make cut here and here, and then I can remove it. Yes, it's clear. So I can show you here. Look here. Descending here. Ascending one is here. Descending one is here. Yes? And what is this here? This one. Excellent. This is very, because this one and this one is parapolic group. If here we say that we have abdominal one. Yes? Left parapolic, right. This one is, so it should attach to the diaphragm like this. If I want to remove the sigmoid, does it have any meso? Yes, it's a meso. Mesosigmoid is like this. Look here. It has 2 arms, a horizontal and a vertical. Don't forget. If I remove the sigmoid, I should make a cut through the meso. It has 2 arms, like this and this. Then I can remove this here. What about the rectum? Rectum is posterior, retro. And we expected here we have pelvic diaphragm. So, look carefully. Any liquid here in the pelvic space, any liquid here can come up and reach to the liver. And here, if I ask you about the inferior reachment of the left and right paracollic, do they reach to the pelvic easily? Yes. Does the right one reach to a supracollic? Yes. What about the left? No. You asked me about the small intestine. We have a small intestine here. If I want to remove the small intestine, what should I do? I should make the cut through the mesentery. Mesentery has a length about 20 centimeters from the left to the right. Look here. This is the attachment of the mesentery. It is 20 centimeters. How long was the small intestine? 7 meters. 7 meters located here, just attached by a meso to the posterior wall in 20 centimeters. It's the same as the curtain. Above the curtain, when you pull the band that we have that part, they become very short, but the inferior part can be very long. Yes? It's the same as the small intestine. Or small intestine attached posterior in the legs of 20 centimeters, but you can find any of leg, I mean you can follow all the legs of the small intestine. They attach posteriorly in 20 centimeters, but anterior they are free, the same as curtain. Yes? If you want to remove, I mean, just bringing out, just yes you can. But I want to show you the attachment of this to the posterior one, because this and this attached by a wider part to the posterior wall. So if I made a cut and remove this, you can see this distance, this, I don't know what you say, this length of attachment here. But all the others that they are intraperitoneal because they attach to the posterior wall by two layers close to each other, then I have to show you by this. Now, look here. This one is infrapulic. These two were parapulic. Infrapulic, right and left. Now, tell me about the border of the right infrapulic. Right infrapulic at the right reach to ascending superiorly to the right side of the transverse. Left at the left reach to the mesenteric. This one was mesenteric. So left infrapulic, at the left limited to mesenteric. At the right and left. Left. At the right to mesenteric. At the left to the and mesoopposite. Any liquid here, left infrapulic, can easily reach to the pelvic, but here, trapped between these layers. Yes? Right infrapulic was triangle and make a closed space. Any infection here cannot reach this spot, any infection here cannot reach. The left one at the most lower part at the right side of the rectum and sigmoid has access to the pelvis. Yes? It is review this part and we will finish this session till now. And unfortunately, because of this quiz that are not here to answer, next time we will have quiz. Okay?